Extremely sorry for the glitch that happened. So it's basically raining heavily, and the net just got disconnected. Okay. So I think Ashwin was basically discussing about what happens when we are dealing with others' portfolio, what happens, how we get biased, or things related to that. So I think you can start off from that slide, and you can continue.
Yeah. So yes, we were talking about how you can get inspirations and how different is that from stealing others' work. Yeah, I'll call it stealing itself because, as I said, it's their brainchild, some other person's brainchild. You cannot put that work in your portfolio because that is clearly not done by you. Yeah, but taking inspirations can be done in the sense that you can look into others, how they are working, how they have gone through that process, and maybe recommend you to consider this as a movie that you are directing. So basically, what I meant by that is that this is a story. As I said, this is a story. This might sound a little boring because I'm saying this part story everywhere because it is. Portfolio is a story that you are actually saying. Yeah. So you are directing a story and you are showing your story to other person. This could be related to a movie because one director will have a project done. He'll be having his movie screen on theaters or OTT platforms nowadays, and the viewer will watch that movie and he'll give his opinion over there. Similar to that, you are sending your portfolio to a movie theater, which is the institute, and those people who are viewing that are the jury panel, right? So, and they'll be looking at it and they'll be understanding your story, and if that story is conveyed in a proper manner and they are like they are liking it, it's a win-win, right? So right now I went through something like go wild and go creative, but don't get lost in the search of creativity. That also happens because I've been through that. Don't go in search of creativity. Make it spontaneous. That which comes to your mind, give it a try because that is what you are. That is what your story is, right? You will be. So this is kind of a vocabulary thing. So it'll increase when you have a lot of inspirations. When you look into others' works, when you look up to this certain people, you will understand. You will get more vocabulary, and that's how you develop your creativity. But don't right now. Don't try to take a leap of faith. Be simple. Take this thing simple and relax. Yeah, do what you want to do because now you know what to do, right?
Okay. So I think we would just look at the questions that were being asked in the previous session. We'll just go through some of the questions.
Yep.
So
Sure.
I think first one was mainly regarding, can you just show any particular this thing? Can you show any of the portfolios? Yeah.
I for that actually right now I don't have any, and I'm not actually supposed to show portfolios through this
I think
without
also,
their consent. So I can.
Also what you answered in the previous live sort of, I think, makes up for that.
Like
how people get biased and things like that.
Yeah, buyers. Yeah, that is also happening. Yes, if you see a portfolio, if you see just one or two portfolio which I am pointing out, yeah, they will be thinking that this is the best. No, it's not. So explore yourself, because you can find all sorts of portfolios and all those resources in the internet. And right now, internet is free. I mean, that is very much accessible. So please explore and find your own route, not somebody else's route. Yeah.
Okay.
So showing a portfolio will get into something like a bias. So yes, true.
Okay. There was one more question regarding whether architecture students will need to have a portfolio.
So here is what I said, like everything needs a portfolio, to be frank. But the word portfolio is being used in the creative field. That's all. Everybody, say for example, if somebody is doing something, if a company is having products, okay, so if they are having products, it is called the company's portfolio, because it is what their products are and that is what their story is, something like that. So it's basically common for all, but the term portfolio is being used in the creative field. That includes architecture and even design. So I feel that, okay, for the sake of showing it to institutions, don't do that. Make your portfolio and try to build upon that, because that is very important for everybody in the creative field, at least. So architects, the question, like the question you asked, do architects need it? Yes, obviously they need it.
Okay. One interesting question that we had got was considering the fact that cryptocurrency, NFTs, and things like that, and all are coming up. So there is a lot of rush into this digital works.
True.
So
Very true.
can that be done? Should that be done? What's your take on that?
Should that be done in the sense that everybody should go digital, or what? Like, is that the question, or?
Yes.
That need not be the case, but according to the industry right now, everybody will be needing to know something in digital stuff, because everything is happening through software and now everything is going digital. That's the new normal, right? So yes, knowing digital is important. I'm not saying digital illustrations, you need to know digital illustration, you need to know concept art. No, I'm not saying that way. You need to know how to make your work in a digital way. That's all. Like, say for example, I've taken some photographs. How can I make it to digital? How can I bring it to internet and digital? Say NFTs are basically that, non-fungible tokens, and that is a digital thing, right? So I personally have put some NFTs, and that is those are just photographs. So that can be done. Say nowadays there are people like, if you have drawings done with your hand, and say you have painted something, you can make it an NFT, but by just taking a proper beautiful photograph and then putting it through digital, right? You can copy and paste in computer, and that becomes already it is digital. So that is what it is. It is easy. You don't need to know everything in the digital space.
Okay. So when we're talking about portfolio, like can students also can aspirants also include digital works in that, or is it necessary that it has to be the solid hard copies only?
No, see, yes. So this could be in either ways. Like you are very good at hard skills, but not soft skills. That doesn't mean that you cannot make it digital. Just like I said, you can take the photographs, clean it properly, and then take a clean, proper lighting in a proper lighting environment. You can take a photograph, and that's it. It is digital already. Coming the other way around, if you are good at digital stuff and you want to make a hard copy, it's just printing it out, right? So that is that this particular confusion is not even a confusion, to be frank, because that is not a problem. You have hard skills, really good. If you have soft skills, really good. If you have both, really good. That's all. It's not, there is no hierarchy in between where somebody knowing digital skills are good. No, it's not that. Some people start with digital stuff. Some people do it in the hard, do everything in the hard skills. No, I'm from transportation design background, and I know designers who doesn't even know 3D. Still, they are really good designers. So nowadays, it's not a big deal. Actually, you can take a photograph and that's it. Yeah. Did I answer it right?
Yes, you answer it. Yeah, right. Another question is, what are the kind of works that could be included? Photograph, clay modelings, animations, video, sketching, doodling. What is it? What all can be included?
Anything, to be frank, anything. If you are good at drama, you can make a story. You can write a story and make a very rough storyboard, and that's it. You are good at that, right? So you can put that. So anything can go into portfolio as far as it is showing your story. It is telling your story. That's what. So people usually think that photographs and the sketches and images have to be put and nothing else can be put. It's not that way. You can put all your works, but choose what, as we have already discussed, choose what is the best test for you, which defines you. That's what.
Okay. Now considering that you are also you yourself is into MDes, so is the portfolio same for BDes and MDes? Is it the same approach?
I would say no, because the amount of skill sets and the amount of knowledge in certain areas expected will be really different. In the sense that BDES people will be coming, so they'll be assuming that people who are going into BDES, bachelors of design, they'll be having lesser knowledge than masters because of the age. First factor. Second factor is that their exposure towards the field. BDES is they'll be assuming that the people who are applying for BDES will be coming straight out from 12th standard or pre-degree or whatever it is. Yeah. But for masters, they'll be expecting much more because they are actually applying for it out of their interest, applying for a certain stream. Just like me applying for transportation and automobile design, there are people applying for animation design, film and video communication in NID fancy. Yeah. There are people applying for fashion design, apparel design, architecture, maybe MR people will be applying. So actually, the amount of skill set they'll be expecting from you will be different, and the knowledge that will be expected will be a bit higher than people in the BDES. So coming to the portfolio part of that, BDES people, if you have projects which are out from your interest, say for example you want to be a character designer and you have done projects according to that, or done doodling or whatever it is according to that, or tried out 3D. If it shows that you are good at exploring and you want to explore, well and good. And but in MDes, a person is going for a particular stream. Just like as I said, for taking my example itself, I have gone to transportation and automobile design. So my portfolio, so the person who is viewing my portfolio will be expecting some sort of a transportation or vehicle design kind of an approach in my portfolio. But if I had applied for BDES, they'll not be actually expecting that. If I had it, it's a plus point. That's what, because I have explored at this stage itself. So that kind of a feeling it'll be evoked. That's what.
Okay, I think we have a question in the chat box from Mr. In Phoenix. Can I include different medium?
Different medium in the sense I didn't actually get it completely. Medium, what did you mean by medium in Phoenix?
Okay, so Infinix, if you're listening, please, if you can elaborate on that, what exactly you mean, or probably if you can give some examples, shed some, then probably Ashwin might be able to shed some more light. Meanwhile, I'll move to the next question. So, if I'm not good at drawing, will that be affecting my portfolio?
I can say partially no, partially yes, because partially no in the sense that if you're, as far as your drawings or sketching skills are good enough to say your mind out, like whatever you have in mind, if it is if your sketching skills are good enough to show that, it's well and good, that's enough. But uh, as I said, see, uh, drawing skills are not the prerequisite for a designer, but uh, drawing skills should be there, because uh, let me take this as an example. Whatever you have in mind, you will be trying to communicate with some other person, and that will be usually done through languages, right? Say English or Tamil, Hindi, Malayalam, or whatever it is. But the thing is that if you are talking in English to a person who doesn't know English, or knows really vague kind of an English, faint kind of an English, whatever you are explaining, that is not what they'll be conceiving. So there will be a communication gap. For designers, sketching is the language. And to be frank, everybody, for those people who are not blind, everybody will understand drawings. Sorry if I'm offending, but that's the truth. Like, who are not blind, they'll be able to understand drawings, right? Most of the people will be able to understand drawings. Say, for example, you are drawing a bulb, everybody will be knowing bulb. If you are drawing something like a pen, everybody will be knowing it as pen, because they can relate to it. But the thing is that your sketching need to be having a certain set of a certain level, that when you draw a pen, it should look like a pen. That's all. Yeah. So partially you need to know sketching, partially you don't have to be pro at sketching.
Okay. I don't know if the next question Ashwin has answered or not. So, like, can we be inspired by somebody's work and submit portfolios based on that?
Inspired from somebody's work, that can be done. Like, say, for example, if I say an inspiration is a sketching style, sketching style can be an inspiration. Like, the way I am drawing something might be influenced, might be inspired from some other person's sketch. That is an inspiration. And I am drawing whatever is coming to my mind. Like, I am putting out my concepts through a sketching style which is inspired from somebody else's sketching style. Let me take another example where a person is presenting his portfolio. A portfolio has a certain theme, and the way he is using the font, the way he or her, he or she is using the font, or the way he is, or let me say it this way, the way that person is utilizing the elements that are with them, that is just an inspiration. But if you are taking that particular project as it is and putting it in your portfolio, that is not inspiration, that is crime, that is stealing. So this is the difference. Like sketching styles, the processes that another person has taken to achieve a goal, come to a final concept, those are inspirations. So you can utilize that to do your stuff. You get the point, right? So that is what it is. Inspiration is not a crime, but stealing is definitely a crime. Yeah.
Okay. You have put it very bluntly. Good. Okay. Would you like to share your experience, like online interview experience, regarding what all were asked regarding portfolio?
Yeah. So I was, I have attended two types of interviews already to get into NID. The first time I attended, it was offline. The second time it was online, and I could see the difference because in the second time it was completely online and everything was assessed according to the portfolio, because they are not seeing me, they are not actually meeting me in person. So how they can understand me is only through the portfolio. So that was the basic thing for my interview at that point of time in 20 for getting into 2020 batch. And yeah, so my experiences were, they were actually going through my portfolio and they were asking general questions, and parallelly they were actually asking me how did I do that project, how did I do this project, and what were the thought process that went through when we were doing that, what were the processes, uh, what how did you do the research and all those things. So if I had done my project by stealing, I'm sorry, I'm not, no, I don't want to get to that, but yeah, if I had taken somebody else's project, I could not have answered those. But since I have done my projects all by myself, I've I could answer this question. But right now you might be thinking, why did I come to the last question already? Because I've heard news that there are a lot of scams saying that I can do a portfolio for you for NID admission.
Yeah,
Please
good
give
that
me
you
a
have reached that. That was my
yeah,
next question. That was my follow-up question, actually.
yeah. I've heard that kind of news also. Don't fall into that trap, because finally when you get to an interview and when they start when they if they are having some sort of a confusion that whether you have done or you have not done, they'll be starting to ask some questions like here and there, left and right, and then finally you'll get to a point that yeah, you need to say that yeah, I stole it, or I paid money to buy this portfolio. So it's not good situation. And if you are caught in that way, you'll not be getting another chance to get into that particular institution, or it's something like a black mark for you as a designer. There are a lot of people doing that, buying portfolio and putting it as their portfolio.
Okay. Now, how about the format? Like, is there any specific format, especially when we're talking about NID?
Format, like format in the sense how to do the portfolio, or
Yeah, exactly.
that
Yeah,
sort of
yeah, yeah.
format? Okay, so usually there is no format, there is no template for a portfolio, that it doesn't, no, nobody says there is no so said rule to follow. But a minimum things that is expected in the portfolio are your projects, obviously, and your skill sets, and how you give out your skill sets through how and what are your interests and all those things. And also another very important thing that you need to make sure that you are putting it in here in there is the by bio I mean, as I said earlier, not the height and weight. It's just the basic information. What are you, what is your name, where are you from, your mail id, your phone number maybe. If you have an online portfolio, please put that link over there. What are your skill sets? If you are good at digital, what kind of software? If you are good at hard skills, what are those hard skills they are good at? And language, what kind of languages, what are the languages that you can handle. And yeah, and there are something that I usually see, there are mixed uh, what uh, what do you say that that people say different things about that, like which about what I'm going to say. The evaluation, like I am good at English like 5 star. I'm bad at some other language. I'm intermediate in this language. better not put that kind of an evaluation, because that may run you into a trap if the other person viewing that is in a psychic mode. So better not evaluate yourself. You say that, yeah, I am fluent in English, and don't put 5-star, 4-star, 3-star for that. Because how are you comparing yourself? Who are you comparing yourself with? Like if you are 5-star at English, you should be knowing English to the point where Shashi Tharoor is. No, we cannot put that, right? So you cannot compare in that way. So better not put that kind of an evaluation. There are mixed kind of reviews for this. Like the people say that, yeah, you can put that. People say don't put that. Personally, I would say don't put that. It's up to you. These are the prerequisites of portfolio.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So I think you've wonderfully summed up a lot of points, even in the Q&A session also.
Yeah.
So for all those students who are probably watching the recorded session of this, the first part of this particular session, we've put it up in a separate live session so that you can go and watch. And this is basically the Q&A session that we have covered up in this particular live. So if there are any more questions, you can post it even after the video has ended. So you can post it in the comment box. We would always be happy to answer that.
One more
Yes,
thing I would like to say is that I apologize to Mr. Infinix, because I couldn't get the question, and I'm really sorry for that. Yeah, I couldn't answer him.
And if Infinix is going to come later on, you can also post your question again, and we would definitely love to clarify that. Okay. So yes, thank you. So thank you, Aswin. Thank you for this wonderful session. Okay.
Thank you for hearing me out.
Yeah, and we're extremely sorry for the glitch that happened. We couldn't. It was totally out of our control. As you know, weather is not something that we controlled. So that would be it. We have our portfolio sessions that are starting from the 2nd of March. So as I've said previously, we have in the portfolio bootcamp, we have both the orientation sessions wherein they would generally give you an idea of how exactly a portfolio should be and what are the things that you can do, cannot do, common mistakes, answer some of the frequently asked questions, and give you a brief orientation. Then everyone would be assigned mentors. Everyone would have a separate mentors, and after that it would be one by one one-on-one sessions that you would be having in the boot camp. Okay. Ashwin, there's a question from Noah. Can you please take that?
Yeah, the question is, right now I don't have any artworks that I would want to put in my portfolio. So starting from scratch, what are some tips? Okay. So Noah, first thing I would say is fix a time frame. Like that is very important. Fixing a time frame, like till when you have to make the portfolio. If it is a 1-year stuff, then you can build on your skill sets and then bring up artworks. If it is a very stringent kind of a timeline, I would suggest make artworks. Not only artworks, like portfolio is not about artworks. It's not about putting artworks alone. Like right now, you might be, as I already had mentioned in the presentation, what is your story? First, try to understand what is your story. Answer all those questions and ask yourself different questions and find answers for that. Then you'll understand that, yeah, this is the story I want to show through portfolio. And that story might not have artworks as it is. So don't worry about that. And if you are sure enough that you want to put artworks in your portfolio, start as it is. And then what field you want to make artworks? There are a lot of fields. Like let me name some: character design, landscape concept sketching, cartoons, comic storyboards, sci-fi, all those things. So maybe you look into artstation.com. You'll get a lot of it. There are a lot of artworks in there. Even people use 3D a lot for artworks also. So you can explore all those things. First, understand the story you want to present, and second, fix a time frame. and then work on it, because some skill sets will take more time. Say, like say, for example, 3D, if you want to do something on 3D, it will take time for you to learn, and you'll have to invest a lot of time on that. So that difference will be there. So understand what kind of a thing you want to show, what is the time frame, and then plan it out accordingly and do that. Yeah, I think I answered your question, Noah.
Okay. So I think that would be it. We would be coming up with more such sessions in the coming days, and we would also have our batches also starting from the 2nd of March. So anyone who is interested can fill the form, the Google Forms that we have given. And any more questions, queries and all, you can post it here either in the live, or you can also post it in the comment section after the live. Okay. So thank you. Thank you, Ashwin. Thank you for this wonderful session. Okay. We hope to see you more in the coming sessions in the coming days. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So I think that would be it. We would end this session here. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and thank you for hosting us, host. Thank you.